they are going to present a bit of the project they're having, and they're really trying to do something very workshopy with us today. So it's called it's a collaboration to try to solve an issue, to find some action points we really can implement. So let's see what comes out of it. Okay, so Felipe, I just pass on to you and let's go.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Daniela, also for this gift to start the workshop. As Kathy said, we with Lucila, we are part of a network of different people and organizations working together to find solutions. So this workshop is going to be very interactive. So yeah, open to your cameras and puts your hands on. That's the whole idea of today. And a special thanks for Lou, who is celebrating her birthday today. So she decided to come together to organize this workshop. Just waiting a second for Lou is trying to share the screen, but it's
Let me see if it's
it's the same thing that
same
before,
thing
but
that
no,
before.
yeah, no worry.
Okay,
So
just
I
a
will start with
second.
I will start with the introduction, so no worries. Whenever we find the technical solution, we start. So yeah, at Rizoma, we believe that in the power of collaboration. I like this phrase that the 20th century was focused on having a competitive advantage, and I strongly believe that the 21st century focused on having a collaborative advantage. So today we're going to the agenda for today. The topic of there we go, Lou. The topic will be a little bit about the reason for Rizoma, and there we go. We can move to the agenda, the second slide. There we go. So talking a little bit about the reason why we believe in the power of collaboration.
Oh, sorry, Feli. I'm behind with
fine.
the slides.
No, it's fine.
Which one do you want?
Just
Is it okay?
here is fine. Yeah, here is fine. Yeah.
Awesome.
So the reason why Rizoma Co-Lab, the framework we're using for this workshop, that is the Doughnut Economics. Lou is going to explain a little bit about the briefing of the workshop.
Listen, I'm not really feeling super well today.
Sorry,
but I do
there's
want to join
a
because
microphone that's open.
already committed
Let me see if I
yeah,
can.
Kathy. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So
Perfect.
we're going to organize in different breakout rooms to try to practice to put hands-on this creation of projects. And then at the end, the idea is to share the process where we build together. I don't know if it's going to be two groups or maybe one group altogether. Depends on how many people we are. And then wrap up to. Okay. So Lou, we can move to the next slide.
Perfect.
So a little bit of context of the moment we are living today. This is a graphic made by the World Economic Forum, where the world leaders, especially from the corporate world, tell the major risks they perceive for the next 2 and 10 years. We are living in a moment that is characterized by being volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Challenges that are really interconnected and interrelated. Maybe you don't see it that much, but we are seeing like many different social, economic, geopolitical, and environmental risks that at the end, they are all part of the same systemic risks. So in the short term, there are more challenges from the geopolitical side, like the risk of wars, but we believe that they are all part of the same system approach. So next slide. So we see all these complex challenges that are being faced with the same individual solution. We believe in the power of collaboration. Oh, look.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So our mission as Rizoma, we're a group of people and organization from different disciplines and territories who work together to collaborate and create projects that contribute to solve, or at least to create some shortcuts to some of the complex challenges we're facing. We don't want to create any magic solution for all the situation. We know that it's impossible to find that, but we want to make visible what is emerging, what is already there. We believe in the power of network to connect different change agents to create possible futures. And the baseline is very basic. I mean, as long as we create projects that are respectful to the planetary boundaries and enhance collective well-being, we're going to work there. So we want to identify different stakeholders because all different stakeholders, they have different point of views and they are able to contribute different ways. For example, the private sector may have more economic resources, but they lack ideas or knowledge about the territories. Maybe the different NGOs have much knowledge about people and territories, and they work with so much passion, but many times they lack the financial resources. And also the public sector also could enhance or create barriers to create the solutions. So we want to act as a bridge that connect different stakeholders, but will normally not collaborate to generate new solutions to transform the system. This is the main idea here. And the next slide, Lou. So we want to find partners to create projects that we need. It could be a workshop, it could be a talk with one specific sector, it could be an event, it could be a consultancy work. It could be anything as long as it's directed by this collaborative approach of connecting different actors and toward finding solutions that respect the planetary boundaries. For example, I want to mention one thing that we already did here. I'm from Argentina, Lou as well, but we're based in Spain. But in Argentina, for example, we connect a project that was called Eating, Regenerating by Eating. And we invited, so we designed and facilitated the workshop to reflect about food as medicine for us as individuals, but also for the ecosystem and the planet. So we invite local farmers, local government, and local restaurant, and we talk about different topics related to this. For example, the access to affordable, healthy food, the access to land, how we can create financial support for these farmers. So the local farmers provided with the food that we cooked, the government provided with the space, and then also local restaurants participate because they're key players to scale the impact. So this is the type of project that we want to create and we are trying to build. Now we move to the next slide, Lou. I don't know if any of you who are familiar with the Doughnut economics. Anybody, you can yeah, you can react, you can write in the chat if you are familiar with this. So basically, the Doughnut is a very visual way of understanding. There are two concentric rings, one of the social foundation to ensure that no one is left falling short on life essential. You can see all the basic needs that we need to cover: food, water, energy, housing. And then on the outer circle, we have all the planetary boundaries. So there we see like the climate change, ocean acidification, and now at the moment we are crossing many of the planetary boundaries, and we're not inside the social basics. So the invitation here, we will send you the picture. So make sure that you have a clear idea of the topics. The idea is to create the invitation for this workshop today is to work together to create one solution that address social and planetary challenges. So the invitation is to co-design small collaborative regenerative sea projects to find solutions for this. It doesn't need to be the solution. It could be a shortcut. It could be a very first step to any of these challenges. We know they're super complex, but the idea is to identify what is the problem, what we want to create, who are the main stakeholders, and what they are looking for, what do they need, and what they can contribute with this project, and putting together system thinking, collaboration, and community-led regeneration. This is the main idea of the workshop. So I think we're gonna be one group or two groups, maybe two groups, one with Lou and the other one with me.
I think we're just going to stay here.
Okay, we stay here, that's fine. So the invitation, Lou, if you want to describe the guiding question for this.
Yeah, sure. I'm just I'm trying to see you guys while I also share my screen, and it's being a challenge. So you're not seeing my screen right now, right? You're just seeing myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll go back to sharing the screen.
No, we see the screen, yeah?
You're still seeing the screen? Awesome. So what we're going to do now is the original idea was to divide ourselves in a breakout room, but we're going to do it together in this in the same room. The idea, as Feli was saying, is to try to work together to come up with the idea of a seed project. And in order to do so, we have like a series of guiding questions to help you elaborate this idea. So we have like we are going to help you ahead with all these questions, but the main idea would be to do a small round of introductions. We would like to know what brings you here to this session, and of course your name and where you're from, but then also moving along quite quickly to be able to spend the most time brainstorming about this issue. We would have to select a group of topics or a challenge you would be interested in working on. And after that, the idea would be to think about the specific problem we want to change and be as concrete as possible in terms of why we want to change it and why it is important to tackle this issue. After that, it would be super interesting to think about all of the stakeholders that are part of this ecosystem, to be mindful of who should be a part of this problem and this solution, and who can contribute to solve it. With this like map in our minds, we will be able to really start to think about a seed project that is small, that is concrete, and is able to be implemented by us. So the idea is not to be super like to think about something too complex, but to think about something that is achievable by the people that are here in this room today. So it can be a small like nudge towards the main direction, and that is what we are going to work on together. And finally, of course, it would be fantastic to think about how we are going to contribute to improving these situations, to consider the impact of this solution. So after that, we are going to let me see if I can go back to the screen and change the slide. There we go. So as we're not going to go to the breakout rooms, we are going to try with Feli to manage these agreements. We believe that when we're sharing these types of like ideation sessions, it is important to bear in mind a couple of agreements to be able to understand that everyone has their own time and their own experiences. So it is important to try to consider self-regulation, to be able to listen deeply and openly to what everyone is sharing, to share the space and the time. So to be mindful about the specific time lot that we have and try to enable everyone some time of participation. Mostly to stay curious. We find that these sessions are super interesting and super creative. We can get like awesome results in terms of seed projects and collaborations, which is the main issue we want to work on today. And of course, think small and actionable. I insist on this because we all understand the challenges that we're facing today, and the Doughnut is a great example to like as a framework to think about it, but it's important for us to consider how we can collaborate as a collective and think about actionable issues that we can do. So with this said, we can move on to the challenge of working together. I think as we have a little bit more of time and that we are like little participants, if anyone has any questions regarding what's the objective and the main questions we have to answer, this would be the time to do so. I will also copy the questions on the chat if Feli hasn't done so.
Yeah.
yet, so that we can have them as a guideline. And also, if we are like a bit challenged in terms of creativity on themes, we have a list of themes and challenges that can also guide us to choose them. So
I copy the questions now.
Perfect. So I think we can have like we can have the other one, this one, as a reminder of what.
Yeah.
Right. So and we can have like everyone that will be participating can turn their cameras on. That would be awesome, so that we can work together. There's not many of us, so that we can start with brief introductions. What do you think, Feli? We can like do a round of introductions and then start thinking about the challenge.
Yes, sounds good.
Just so you have clarity, Vicky said she can't participate. And Anna is changing trains, so she will be back again, but we don't know how things are at the moment with her, okay?
Okay, so we have Sean.
Yes, I'm going to, in the end, I can't stay, and you usually participates, yeah?
Just switching. Yes, I just don't have a working camera on this old laptop, but I'm here with you.
Okay. Awesome. And Dominic, are you in or are you just watching?
No, I'm in.
You're in. Okay. So, and we just come with Anna, and we had another participant just say she was having technical problems. I hope she comes back at some point.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem at all. We work with whatever we have in our hands. It's fine.
That is the challenge of these times, to work with what you have and make the best out of it.
It's exactly what we're trying to apply. So the word is how it is. So we need to adapt and work with that in mind and in hands. Yeah. So I don't know if you, John, Lyubov, and that this is who we are right now, I think. So if any of you want to start with a quick introduction and the motivation for joining this session.
I think we're.
Yeah, John. John, share the meeting. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I'm at a bus station, so it's probably too loud for me. And I didn't get the first part, so I started a little late. So
I mean, don't worry. We're just starting with with a working group. So the idea here is to have an introduction of yourself, the motivation for joining the session, and there the idea is to work together to create a seed project. That means a project that brings possible solutions for complex challenges. It could be a talk, it could be anything that we want, as long as we identify different stakeholders. And this is the whole idea. But now, for the moment, just an introduction of yourself. And if you want, you can start mentioning which are the main challenges you see in the world that you would like to contribute with your ideas, with your expertise or whatever.
Yeah, I'm interested in organic permaculture, I guess you'd say. So doing gardens and creating urban gardens that are community based, right? So creating community through doing gardens. And I come from an art background, so this is sort of like new to me to do all this gardening stuff. But I've been doing it for 8 years, so I have some experience. Yeah, and I guess that would be sort of like my interest is to create some community urban garden where people can get a really demonstration of how it works without using inputs from domesticated or enslaved animals. So I guess an introduction.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, my name is Liu. You can call me Liu.
Yeah, Liu.
So I am an environmental engineer and a circular economy expert, but also I am getting very much into permaculture and the biocyclic veganic gardening. So I think my ideas would be very similar to John's, but the motivation is to protect environment and to preserve and regenerate our soils because soil degradation is about to become quite a big issue in the whole world. And they see, for example, biocyclic um, gardening and farming is one way to prevent that. So I would choose that as a challenge. Let's put it this way.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Super interesting. Thank you. I
Dominique?
think I can go ahead, right? Or Dominic,
No,
are you participating?
Dominique,
Oh,
yeah.
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 I'm participating.
Awesome.
Okay, so Dominic, and I'm here of multiple reasons. One is to support Katie today with technical part, which kind of is my background. I have background in IT. So one challenge I see is that social media heavily disrupted what's expected of people or places. I see this quite often when, for example, here, the homestead I'm running with Lumia, my wife, it's always expected to be picture perfect. So Instagrammable, so to say. And a little bit less of that expectation would be really nice.
Super
Thank you.
interesting.
You?
Vicky said she wasn't participating. So in my case, I'm a weird architect because I've never worked as an architect before, and I'm an urban planner, but I am obsessed with working together with communities and activating communities to be change agents at a local level. And that linked together with also urban gardens. I believe that they are like the places where these collaborations can be met, and also where we can work towards what we're eating and how we are engaging with our food and the food waste. So I'm also super interested in this, like the food chain and how it works. So, and in Barcelona, I collaborate with an urban garden that is called Bioma in Poblenou, with lots of volunteers that practice permaculture at an urban level. So it's super interesting. And I think that it's fantastic to find all these links in this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to present too. I'm Katie. I'm originally from Spain. Now I live in Germany. And one of the things I've always seen is that alternative projects basically self-destruct. And if you ask me what I'm really passionate about is to make them work and how to think systemically about how to create projects that really have a good background and a good internal organization, functional projects. Yeah, and I'm here just to experiment and see what other people are doing. And there's so much richness in this in these calls these days. I really enjoy it. Yes.
Thank you.
And we do have a text from Anna in the chat. You
Yes.
want to read it?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Anna. My dream is to build an eco village with a healing center with a focus of teaching and research about trauma sensitivity using the Dragon Dreaming project design method. Wow, beautiful. Looking for collaborators. We can talk about this, Anna.
Yeah.
So we have the email. I'm a bit nervous right now because of our train is late. Thank you for the introduction. Okay, thank you for this. Yes, let's connect afterwards. Thank you all. I'm gonna keep my role as facilitator, but I can tell it a little bit about myself. I'm from Argentina, based in Spain, and living in different countries for the last 10 years almost. And I see many of these challenges connected anywhere I go, the same situations, talking about access to houses, the prices of food. I don't know, like I see all these systemic challenges all over the places, and I want to collaborate to find solutions for this. And regarding the topic that you mentioned, I'm super into permaculture, gardening, production of food. So I think that we already have a clear idea. Maybe we can focus a little bit more about, I mean, I think that the problem is already identified, and we can start thinking about like what we want to do, and identifying the actors, the stakeholders. So we can we can open our microphones. We're not that many, so we can talk all together a little bit, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if anyone wants to just pitch in and talk, it's okay. You also are welcome to write in the chat if you're not able, because there's lots of sound behind you. But I think it would be interesting to think about the stakeholders in this like food system and permaculture in cities. I think is what we were describing as the main challenge. So if you want, you can just like open your mic and say which would be the stakeholders you believe that are part of this ecosystem that should be involved in a solution that we would plan.
I think an
Sure. Yeah.
important stakeholder when we talk about cities, just to bring in one or two already, is one is the citizens and another is like the town hall or the city institutions, where there are several sub-stakeholders, I guess, because it's a complex system.
Yes. Yeah,
I
one question
agree.
could be that, like applying if it is in a city or if it is outside the cities. That would be an interesting question for this. I don't know, Liu, if you have an opinion on this.
I think if we're talking about urban gardening, as John suggests, and creating
Okay.
forest gardens within the city or very near the city, we should definitely consider talking to municipalities. I live in Helsinki, Finland, and here it's, as also Kathy says, pretty complicated, complex hierarchy, a bit bureaucratic. You have to talk to many entities in order to get a green
You
light
mean
to build.
the permissions, you mean?
Yes. So
Mhm.
yeah, so municipalities as one stakeholder group.
Okay.
So I think we have like different scenarios. One would be to like build an urban garden in an area where there's nothing of the sort, or to be able to map if there is any existing thing that would be similar within the city. As I mentioned, in our case in Barcelona, it is a very common practice. Of course, that an important stakeholder would be the public sector in order to have all the permits and everything. And many times these lots are in danger to change their use, because of course there's like a market that is interested in building more things in those lots instead of having urban gardens, and that is a very interesting like project in mind to be able to protect these areas that already have this use. So I think we have like these two scenarios. The stakeholders involved in building a new area where that could be an urban garden, and to be able to map or detect areas that already are functioning in this way and how to protect them and how to empower them, right? So we have like the local community that might be able to go to these places, to use them, not only to grow food, but also to be able to meet other people, to get to know other people, to be in touch with nature, many times in areas that can be very saturated or polluted. So I think that would be interesting. And also in terms of stakeholders, I think we have like this in this chain, we have like consumers and producers, right? So how do we engage these different stakeholders in order to put value in growing food within the city and with having zero emissions and also being mindful of the use of the land, right? So anyone can think of any other stakeholders we haven't thought about yet?
Could you just repeat all the stakeholders we've got already?
Yes, so we have like the public sector that can be municipalities in terms of permits for the use of the land. We also have consumers or citizens that will make use of this area and also consume the goods that are produced. We also have producers that can be like volunteers or also people that are producing within the area the food. And for now, that's what we said.
We also always have the shop owners of small and bigger shops and cafes and whatever we can see as interesting. Yeah, because they can either feel it as competition or as a help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Though you have the neighbor citizens, then we have to see if there's any kind of association close by, because there also would be any kind of association would be a stakeholder too. And I don't know if you see any else. I think there's still a lot. We did something like this and we had like 10 stakeholders in there. Yeah.
I think that certainly consumers can act as producers at the same time in some cases, like citizens growing their own food in urban gardens. And also we could include research centers like universities who would be allowed to experiment or experiment collaborating together with citizens creating those gardens and see what works best.
It sounds fantastic.
John, something that you want to add? I know you're walking.
Maybe he's on his way somewhere and challenging to both things at the same time.
There you go. I'm thinking on like the access to land, which is something that is very important for this. So like mapping all the available spaces. It could be something that is not producing vegetables or food today, but could be interesting to bring them to the table to explain the reason of our idea of our project to maybe start this transition. So that could be another interesting like first step.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also landowners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and definitely the neighbors of
Mm-hmm.
those land that we're going to reuse in a different way.
With the neighbors and the people, it's interesting to have them group, for example, elderly people, families, young people. It makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, it depends who owns the actual property around that place. So is it like privately owned or is it company owned? And what's their interest in what we are doing? Because they would say or could say, oh, this will devalue my property if you are doing that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Or if it's elderly, it could be, oh no, a lot of strange folks are coming in and scaring me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be, yes, it will be a drug hole. They fear that kind of stuff often. And for families, for example, is this idea with spaces for playing the kids or something could be interesting pieces.
So let's think about like the needs and what they can contribute. Like we mentioned all these actors. So I invite you to think about like what is the need of each of them and how they can contribute to this. For example, yeah, the municipality, of course, or the local government is a key actor for many of these aspects. So what do they need and how they can contribute with the idea we are bringing. Or any of the other stakeholders we mentioned.
I think that we have the main thing is to have in mind that the stakeholders might have different interests and
Maybe it's just a bit difficult if you can't see the list of stakeholders. So maybe either you name stakeholder by stakeholder or you just screen share this list, because if not, it's like,
yes, we can put it in the chat, Lou. You took notes, right? Of the
yeah,
we can
I can
start
write down.
we can
and then
start sharing that.
we
Yeah,
go
sure.
through them.
Good idea. But yeah, we can start with all the as Dominic said, like the owners of the land, they could be worried about the value of the property or the I don't know of that, but how they can. I mean, it's clear they can contribute, and maybe be aware of what they need to get them involved.
Now look at the map that we have drawn, or I have drawn for myself here. For me, it looks like that the most central one is like the public sector, the guys that give permits or allow the zoning to be different than it was. So
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think it's a fundamental actor, but let's say that, I mean, as we are practicing here to identify what is already there, I mean, maybe we have some producers maybe outside the city or not far, or maybe private owners of small veggie gardens. So mapping all these would be a first step to adapt to what we already have.
Mm. So just to look at it, I think it's really interesting just to see the needs of different pieces. Yeah, for example, the public sector has a need of justifying the activity and keeping the public happy. At least the public sector, if it's politicians.
Yeah.
If it's the city, it's a need about also, there's a lot of need about paperwork there. Yes, and having a clear job. Or no, I don't know. The city doesn't have like, it needs very simple things like or not simple, but daily things like food, free time, calmness, feeling safe. Yes. Space. I don't know if anybody else wants to add some other needs.
Do?
Sorry, I'm writing down some of the things that we were saying, but yes,
the other Lou, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I just realized our names sound very similar.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking also that one of the category of stakeholder are experts on soil biology, soil health, so on growing food sustainably, and specialists who would work with people like citizens and other stakeholders, teaching them about the regenerative ways of gardening. And then what we would need to do also educate all categories of stakeholders on why this is important to do. So they actually prioritize and put high value in doing this together.
So I think this is an interesting driver for a possible seed project, right? We're talking about what would entail to be able to have an urban garden and all of the stakeholders interested, but we have like a previous step that would be to make sure that all of the stakeholders understand why this is important, right?
Yeah.
So what Lou was saying about sharing knowledge and understanding what would be the benefits for each of the stakeholders regarding something like this would be an interesting way to start to navigate this possible seed project that we should be creating together in this workshop.
100%. Yeah, like creating awareness in the community. Like, I don't know, it could be we can organize if we already have a local urban garden, we can organize a meeting there so we can demonstrate there the power of what we're doing. And if not, we can create like a mobile laboratory of permaculture in the city. That could be another thing to demonstrate the power of that. That could be interesting to start working with like a seed project. I don't know if Dominique. Also, we are bringing the analogic aspect that you mentioned. We are without phones there. We are bringing together the community in a physical place. It could be very, very rustic. It could be very non-Instagrammable. And yeah.
Yeah, I think like empowering these social networks, the real social networks, So how do we value this community and collaborative approach without thinking about like really getting together and meeting each other and listening to the needs of the community and leaving aside what that social media tells us this should look like, right?
So you say that the starting point could be a dialogue project. Yeah.
100%, yeah. Dialogue and also like demonstrators. We can do a mapping of the people already working in the city. It could be researchers, it could be experts, like everything that Lou mentioned. So they can demonstrate and also create this dialogue to invite different stakeholders that will allow us to start working on this. So, and it's easy to replicate in the different cities we are living. So I think it's a good start.
Yes, I wanted to share that we're also stakeholders, right? We are here, we are interested in these challenges, and we also have expertise and knowledge, and we know people and have our own social networks. So I think that we can also be a part of the interesting collaboration and alliance. As I mentioned, for example, with Feli, we live in Barcelona, and we know a couple of urban gardens, but specifically we work together with one where we have had lots of fantastic projects and collaborations in terms of awareness to the socio-environmental crisis that we're living in, and that they work with the principles of permaculture. So I think that being able to get together these projects and ideas to share knowledge, to share experiences, to hear about, for example, the people that created this bioma, the urban garden, and to listen about what were the challenges, how they were able to convince the stakeholders would be super interesting as well. So like a nice dialogue between interesting parties around the world that want to activate urban gardens and to get to know the experiences of different places that have done so would be super interesting as well. To be able to like draft a roadmap towards the activation of an urban garden in terms of awareness, and this like mobile show that was what Feli was talking about might be super interesting also. Like the suggestion is built from we are also stakeholders, and together after we like in a couple of minutes we say goodbye and thank you for everything, what can we do next together to be able to plant the seed towards something of the sort.
So if we want to formulate the seed project, that is a small realistic initiative and that we can start within the next 90 days. Can we get to this idea, this phrase? You, Dominique, John, I don't know if he's still there. I think he's not anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. We're actually doing this. So at the non-for-profit I'm volunteering my time for, we have a project that's called Smart CSA, and next month we get different stakeholders together about the topic CSA. So especially within close range to the city, so semi-urban areas. So this is already happening.
Beautiful.
I would say I'm at a point where I'm traveling so much that that is not really what my mindset is on. But I'm happy to, if anybody or if any work that is being done on this, it's just confirming work I know that people are doing and that it really makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes. Do any ideas maybe in your home where we could like implement a first step towards this seed project? Okay, so maybe an interesting first step to get together in in a week to be able to share exactly the mapping of the stakeholders that we have in our own areas of influence, and maybe be able to plan after that a virtual meeting to be able to understand the challenges that other places had to be able to achieve an urban garden. I'm thinking about achievable things that would be able to do in the near future.
Yeah, Dominic, you can share what you're doing next month,
Yeah.
and also we are happy to help you with the ideas or mapping or whatever you need. The idea of everything we do is to be projects that are adaptable to the different locations. All the knowledge we are creating is free, is open for anybody who wants to replicate anywhere in the world. Of course, it's not copy paste because every different territory has their own particularities. But the idea is to be replicable and adaptable to anywhere. So it would be great to know more about these projects. Also, Liu, if we want to help to create something similar in your territory, would be great. Like start mapping the different actors and organize a dialogue, at least to demonstrate, to make visible what is already there and connect different stakeholders towards this. It could be an urban garden. I mean, we know there are some barriers for that, but at least to start sitting in the table with different actors to make this possible. And I think it's very powerful, like the combination of permaculture with the soil protection, and also being aware of the use of water and the use of chemicals. And also it's very linked to many other social aspects, I think. Yeah. So great. And anybody wants to, we don't have much time, so I think we can use this space to share what you think, if you think it's possible, but if you are excited to make this project happening in your place, if you want to contribute with any other ideas. So I leave this. We have 5 minutes or so to share, and yeah, then we can. Yeah, we have this QR code if you want to register your interest to stay connected afterwards. I think it's great. The idea is to use this workshop as a place for connection to create awareness and inspire, but then the idea is to action. So let's do it. And open for anybody's comment right now.
I can mention that it was almost funny to hear how this workshop evolved, because just a few months ago, me and John, we got involved into sending an application to the Horizon project, which was about very much the like similar idea what we have just discussed. It was about co-creation in neighborhoods, these hubs across Europe. It was 3 different locations, but it was in few cases about urban gardening. And these hubs are not like would not be isolated experiments, but they would be in the future be replicable models of what of how neighborhood transformation can look like. So we we have been thinking and envisioning very same things as we just did now with you, and it's very nice to know that we have very similar hopes for the future. Yeah.
And did you receive the funds for the project by Horizon?
We don't know yet. The results should come within a couple months, maybe in April. Yeah, but
Okay.
we're very hopeful.
Yeah, but it would be great to connect and spread the seeds, That's what we say is like, doesn't matter the owners of these projects. If they take place, we all win. So that's the whole collaborative approach. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and we're always available to collaborate and brainstorm in terms of our experiences, like developing these types of projects as well. So most of the times we always say, like, from the chaos comes the most fantastic ideas, and these synchronicities happen. I mean, it's so random that people around the world are signing up for a project, and then that the 4 people that were here and live were interested in the same things and wanted to work towards the same things. So I think that is something super magical, and that we can work towards something nice together.
Yeah. I would
So I
say
left oh, sorry.
yeah. Nothing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time and working with all this, with all your tools, bringing in all you have. Yeah. And yeah, I'm just no, but this is my personal things. I always say yes, we all gain when a collaborative project works well. And I will put this, but this is my own personal, having been into too many collaborations that then self-destructed. So this is just outside my moderation or anything, or just to say, yeah, let's design how we implement it also and design it well. Because
Yeah.
I have seen too many people disempowered by not doing it.
Mhm.
So, but this is, as I say, this is just me and my personal thing, nothing for my official role. Now, a small thing for my official role, I also put a link in the chat to a Slido, which is just a small way of harvesting the feedback of the day. So you open, it's just, this word cloudy thing. So you open the link, you click, and then you write in a word or a couple of words. And this way at the end of the day, we have a couple of ideas of what happened during the day. So the invitation for those who participated now and later, and even if you've just listened, is just to open it and write down a couple of words there. And then we're going to do this again afterwards. And this way we have like a nice feedback of each day. Yes. And then,
Perfect.
no, it should, this is
Oh, that should be
Dominic, your
mine.
link. Yes. Not the one I shared. I will share the one
No.
with the Slido again. And
Okay,
your form, you
Yeah.
have to see something, because this is what I say. Dominic's saying he can't open the link, yes?
Yeah, but that was for the
Okay.
QR code. The QR code leads to Google, and there I can't do anything. So, do you have a link for the QR code?
yeah, it's in the
Yes.
chat.
It's in
It's
the
in the
chat.
chat. Yeah,
Ah,
that
yeah.
one.
Very good. Thank
And
you.
you can put the final slide, and then we finish. It's just
Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, that's easy. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So to everyone, that's the QR code there, the link to the QR code. The idea is to stay in touch and to be able to collaborate in these or other seed projects that you have in mind, and to stay in touch with people that are that want to work towards making a positive impact.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So we have, I don't know if you want to do something else. If not, we have a 5-minute break now.